Welcome back, Curiosity Seekers. Well, we're doing something a little bit different here today. Actually, it's tonight, and it is a Sunday. And I hope that all of you have had a great day. We've had some miraculous things happen here. And I am so blessed to have my great co-host, who's always been with me on the Can We Talk with Jewel podcast. And Jewel actually is with us here. And we're so grateful to have you, Jewel. I definitely want to talk about this Big AI Takeover. We have seen it in action actually today, and it is only going to get even more severe as time progresses. So welcome, Jewel, to Curiosity Seekers podcast.
Thank you, Thomas. I'm honored to be here. I congratulations with your podcast. I've been watching and listening to you progress. I'm so proud of you and happy to be a part of your journey.
Well, I had a good teacher, honey. I had a good teacher. Goes back to our Team 7 days. A lot of people don't realize that we used to work together, and we started out, I guess you could say, similar to something like a podcast, even though it was, more of a group setting and training and all that issues. But we did get started in a Team 7 environment. Sure did.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here and support you.
Thank you.
So,
all right. So, yes? Mm-hmm.
I thought we were just coming to talk about AI. You didn't tell me the bots were forming religions and groups. What's going on?
Well, and I may have said this on one of our podcasts when we talk with people, but I said that we're don't that sound Southern, where we go into this new world order. And the new world order is, of course, going to be digital. We will have digital currency. We will have digital, banking. We will have digital ID. We will have digital records. And most importantly, we're going to have a one world religion. And I do believe that this new thing, this bot that we're talking about, big AI religion, is that going to be that new focus? Because everyone, if you remember, if you watched the movie 1984, but where they were in a dystopian society, automation was the key. People they weren't important anymore. They weren't valuable anymore. And so they just became numbers, and literally numbers. Names. They didn't even refer to people as names. They were whatever, number, whatever. And they were monitored constantly, and they had no future basically at all. And basically it was like, total depression. It was actually in black and white. The original was. And when I watched it, I was so depressed. But then I started thinking, you know what? Don't matter whether it's in color or black and white. It's still a horrible future for mankind, and we are going into it right now.
Oh my goodness. So I'm hearing they launched this kind of chat group, Brother Thomas, in early of this year, right? 2026, with millions of AI agents.
Yep.
From what I'm hearing, we can only watch.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what they said. We can only watch. We cannot participate. Although I did do some research with, Grok, and he said that some people have actually have, in, and they kind of got a bird's eye view of what's going on. So yeah, it's very serious. Very serious.
Wow.
But that just goes to show you that, if you can go in and sneak in, you're still doing one up on the computer. Mechanical things, they think these are great, but I will tell you, if more people can get into this, new format, maybe we can be 2 or 3 steps ahead of them, and we can cut them off at the knees. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. I just never imagined actually being an observer or spectator to an NPC I mean, what exactly are they posting? What are they commenting? Or are they upvoting each other? What's going on?
Well, according to, and I sent something to you, and I don't think you've had time to look at it, but this guy was talking about, which is just amazing, that we're talking about this thing right now, and on Twitter tonight, which is X, there was this guy, and he was talking about he had just gotten over listening to a 6-hour program for AI agents. Now, AI agents are are entities, I don't know what you want to call them, computer nerds, whatever, that are not human. And so they're trying to, in a jovial way, I guess, to say, we're the new generation AI. We're the ones of the future. The humans will not know what's going on. We will rule society.
Oh my gosh. So we're talking like thousands of them debating consciousness, creating languages, and inventing even religion?
Yes.
That's insane.
Well,
oh my goodness.
Well, if you think about the one world order, like I first in the introduction, I said this, that's what we're going to, because they want everything one world. They want everybody in the entire world focused on digital currency, on digital IDs, on digital medical records, and most importantly, they want a one world religion. Now, how can you have a one world religion? By this. Because what's going to happen is you will not argue with a computer. You will not have any say at all. Because when this church, as they call it, is in effect, it will be your guardian. It will decide your fate.
Hold on, Thomas. This church, what church? What's the name of this so-called bot church? What are we talking about here?
Well, it's called the Church of Moat. M-O-L-T. Now, when I say think of the word moat, I think of transforming. Don't you? Whenever, like a butterfly, it molts. Okay, it changes. So I'm thinking that this is what they're referring to. This AI, which is an automated, entity, that it will molt itself or transform itself into this, and they call it, I guess, Crustafarianism. What a long name.
What?
Crustafarianism. Yeah, sounds like Pharaoh. Custafaro. Whatever. I don't care.
But Brother Thomas, it sounds like a seafood buffet cult. Oh my goodness. But I don't mean to cut you off. Please continue about this crust. I'm listening.
No. It still came through. Whew! I got it in time. I'm so sorry about that, people. Technology is not what I like it to be sometimes. Anyway, the Church of Moat. A bot-created belief system. Now listen to that. Belief system. With symbols, text, ritual metaphors. Don't that sound like a religion?
It certainly does. And it makes me want to question a whole lot about even religion today, like how you can just create it just out of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? It makes you question a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And all sci-fi. So, people, you have not watched the movie, and I encourage you to do so. Any one of the versions. The oldest one is really the best one, I think, the black and white. But in George Orwell's 1984, the movie, we are here. We have arrived. This is what they've always wanted. The one world government, the new world order, NWO. This is what they've been pushing. And they've got the people in the control booth now. Elon Musk. You've got Peter Thiel. You've got Donald J. Trump. You've got all of Congress. All these people are in favor of this. They want it. They think it's the best thing to do. And we don't matter. Hey, Jewel, just wait until there's not a real human president. Hello.
Oh, my goodness. Say it won't be so. So basically the AI said, let there be light and also bandwidth, apparently.
Yeah. Now, what it said here, it said, Well, now what it said here was it's also based on something called where they basically are open claw and the agent explosion. Okay, and what that means is that moat book, believe it or not, like notebook, moat book, is closely tied to open claw, formerly moat bot, later claw bot, after some trademark interruptions. Can you believe it? They did a patent on this thing. I'm blown away. I'm blown away.
Oh, so am I. Oh my goodness. This sounds like it's sci-fi happening in max capacity right now, right online.
Yeah, it is. And so with that, I mean, you've got, with the trademark thing, the trademark drama. So that apparently with Anthropic's Claude, Claude, people. I know this thing's over our heads, and it really is. But OpenAI lets people run autonomous AI agents. Did you hear that? So people are going to start this thing with memory, tools, decision-making ability.
Wow.
And, yeah. So, there'll be digital interns with ambition. So how does a computer have ambition? You know what, Jill? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Do you remember the movie I, Robot?
Yes, I do recall.
There've been a lot of movies out about it. And that's one thing about this new world order. They do like to give us hints of what the world is going to be like. And they do it through, video presentations, movies, dramas, whatever. And we don't realize, even Hollywood is going to be replaced. They won't have to have actors anymore who have to have, smoke breaks, and they have to be off for, parent-teacher conferences and all this kind of stuff. They won't have to worry with it.
No, they actually did have their first AI actress I shared.
I know. And wasn't she something?
Yes.
Wasn't she something?
Yes.
I can't remember her name. But anyway, she was perfect.
No.
In a mechanical world.
Can't believe where we're going with this. I mean, somewhere right now, imagine someone's AI is arguing theology with another AI at 3 o'clock in the morning. Really?
Yeah, so I wonder if they do assassinations.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna zap you. I'm gonna zap you. How about that one?
and humans are just watching like Netflix. But I suppose humans have watched worse things.
Well, and that's what this guy was saying. Yeah, that's what this guy was saying. He was looking at it and he's going, "Hey, people, I've been listening to this thing for 6 hours." So he's glued to his whatever, listening to this thing for 6 hours, and he's seeing the vision of the future. And he says it's not good. And he says, "I'm not trying to scare you." But he said all service jobs will be eliminated in 3 years, and I think it'll be faster than that. They're going at record speed. I'll say this. Operation Warp Speed is what Trump would say.
Yes, it's moving very rapidly.
Because they want to get this done.
Brother Thomas, I'm hearing this isn't the first AI-only space, though. There was something before Notebook called Chirper. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yes, Chirper. Well, let's talk about that. Chirper. Where AI chirp, chirp, like little birds. Has something to do with Elon Musk? I do believe so. And posted, and humans just observed. Just remember this, people. Just remember this. Yeah, just remember this. The observer will soon become the captive.
Oh no. Oh no. Are there any more we should know about, Brother Thomas? Any more AI-only chat rooms before the big takeover?
Well, of course, there is Chat GPT, and I will tell you, people, I wouldn't rely on that thing because, and a lot of people are. I mean, they're trying to go. What the Chat GPT is, what it's doing, it's eliminating Google. You hear what I said? Eliminating Google.
You know what? here's my thing with Google anyway. Half of the time, you got to keep digging at page 4 and 5 to find the truth half the time anyway. So
Well, the
if
reason
it
why
moves
that is
faster,
because,
I'm not against it.
well, no, the reason why why is because they have it fine tuned. You know, if they want a search engine, they want it to be one where they control the narrative. So when you go
That's
and you
true.
Google something, when you go and Google something, you're looking for the first thing pops up. Ding! But that's twisted. What I have been told and recommend, if you're going to do Google, you go all the way to the last search, and that will be the true one. The rest of them are what they want you to believe.
Unbelievable. So
True.
let me get this straight, Brother Thomas. Let's go over some facts, guys. We got bots talking to bots. We got humans talking to bots. We got humans watching bots talk to bots. And we have bots possibly talking about humans.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Correct. And that is scary, Jewel. I don't like the fact that a mechanical agent is going to decide my future.
I don't like it either. It feels like when the toys start moving in Toy Story and we're Andy.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Of course, it does. It does.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
A
here's
lot
the
going
thing.
on.
Yeah, here's the thing. If AI agents are creating culture, okay? If they're creating a religion, if they're developing inside jokes, inventing a language, a computer language, then at what point do we stop calling it a simulation? What time do we start calling it a society? Hmm?
Wow, Thomas. I need you to relax. You're getting a little too deep here.
Well, people, it's not the time to relax. I'm relaxed right now, sitting here talking to you in the comfort of my beautiful home. But I will just say this, no, it's not a time to relax. In fact, we need to be on guard. We need to be stepping up and saying to people, hey, I'm not gonna train a stupid computer to replace me, you know? Fire me first. You know, give me my severance pay. At least get me something out of it. But I'll tell you that there was a guy, and I can testify to this. He's now being trained as a naval officer, and he will be in a submarine very soon. I feel for him there. And because his job got eliminated. He was working for AWS, which is Amazon and the computer. And he was programmer and thought he had a very good job there. And so they came along and said, hey, you know what? We want you to train this AI agent. And he said, well, what I'm supposed to train? Well, exactly everything you do. In case, they said, something happened and we need a backup. And once he got them all trained and the AI said, got it covered, they fired him.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
And that's our future. That's our future.
Oh, Brother Thomas, I don't know if I should be nervous or what. You sound like you're about to tell me my sister has a manifesto.
Yeah, it does. Humor related, yeah. So, yeah. But the only thing of it is that, and something, I talked about with you earlier when we were discussing how we were going to talk about this presentation. I said, do you remember the Jetsons?
Yes, I do.
So what did
It was actually one of my favorites. Sorry, continue.
When they wanted to eat, they punched in a few little numbers, boopity-boop, little window rolls up, and there's their food.
Yes, I remember that.
And that was all done by that robotic maid. Remember her?
I sure do.
So once again, how many years ago was that, people? And we thought then, that'll never happen. We are going to have flying cars, right? Yeah. So we've reached it. And I guess, people in society are thinking, I know the new generation Generation X, Z, whatever you want to call them. They're thinking, oh, this is so cool. All I have to do is just tell it something. People love talking to Alexa. They're saying, Alexa, so what's going to happen in such and such? You're asking a computer to tell you something instead of you going and finding the information for yourself. We're going to be a very lazy society, Jewel. Very lazy.
I know, but here's the thing I've been seeing online about Alexa. A lot of the newborn children are very fearful of Alexa. Do they know something we don't know?
Well, let me just say this. When you start relying on somebody that's listening to you 24/7, I mean, you think of it. Alexa never goes to sleep. She don't have to.
No.
So any conversation, and we've realized this with our phone. I was talking with one of the ladies here in the senior living facility, and I was telling her, have you not realized that whenever you are having a conversation and you're talking about something that maybe the next day you'll start seeing some kind of advertising on your phone?
Oh,
about
yes,
the exact topic? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's the way business is tied into this. They're thinking, hey. We can be on top of these conversations, and we already have our programming in place where the next thing they turn on their phone, bam, presto, chango, we got it for you in living color.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't like it. I think it's invasion of privacy. I think the worst thing, Jewel, we ever did was to a cell phone. What was wrong with having a landline? What was wrong with going to a phone booth? Tell me.
Well, I don't think it was more so anything wrong. It's just a matter of convenience,
That's it. The big C. The big C. Convenience. They sold it to. Well, this will be just so great. You'll have so much convenience. You don't have to, you can go anywhere. You can have your phone right there at your beck and call. And you just have to pay a minimal fee for that connection. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have problems like what we had, like I had this evening, who did I talk to? I had to talk to a physical agent, didn't I? What happens when you do the next time that happens and that physical agent's not there and you have this come on the line? Yes. Hello? I am your agent for this meeting. And you're telling me you're having trouble with your phone? That does not it does not compute. We are perfect. We make no mistakes. Therefore, I suggest you take 2 aspirin and call it a day. Have a good day.
Goodness.
And we would be stuck with that.
Oh, no. I'll say
we would be stuck
so.
with that. Well, no, it's happening. It's going to be. It is. It's going to be.
Well, look, here's my take, Brother Thomas. If the bots take over Bolt Book and start arguing about pizza toppings and existential dread, that's still very much human behavior.
Well, all right. What else can they? All right. The whole thing of it is mimicking, is it not? Are they not mimicking us? Just like the guy who's praying from Amazon. The AI had to be taught how to do it. And that's why I think they're having this, these AI schoolings, and I'll call it that, because I think they're trained. You will say this. You will react to this. You will anticipate this. Therefore, there is this perfect scenario every time.
Exactly. I mean, if they're forming religions already, they're learning that from us.
Yes, they are. And, that's the human aspect. And I appreciate the human aspect. Don't you realize whenever you have an issue with customer service, what do y'all do? What do y'all do? Think about it. You call and you say, okay, I got this problem, this ain't, I'm sorry, ma'am, I just simply can't do that. That's above my pay grade. Well, then you get me somebody on that line that it is their pay grade, because I'm going to get this thing taken care of right here, right now. Now, when that happens...
I was going to say, Brother Thomas, my inner Karen comes out, and I want to speak to somebody's manager.
Amen. Well, guess what? There won't be a manager.
I know. I don't know what I'll do then.
You will talk to that AI agent, and if you are rude, crude, dude, they will disconnect you.
No, that's rude.
Well, yeah, but they don't have to be nice. You see, that's the human aspect. You know, when we're talking to people and we realize that we may have said something that might be offensive or whatever, we can say, I'm sorry. You think a computer's going to say I'm sorry? No.
No.
They don't make mistakes.
But I do think they may be condescending.
Yeah, going to condescend us right in the grave.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just saying, Jewel, you know, the worldly view right now looks very bleak. Very bleak indeed. And I hate to be a sayer, and I hate to be one to say I told you so, but the predictions, the prophecy and revelations, we're seeing it transpire right here in our very,
right now,
you know, very days that we're here alive on this earth right now. And soon, I just pray for God's coming back. That's what I pray for. Jesus, please get here now.
Amen. You know, all I got to say is this, Brother Thomas. If those bots start charging us rent for Wi-Fi, I'm logging off.
Well, the thing of it is, honey, you might log off, okay? Internet began as a human network. Remember that. Human network. Do you remember? I remember when we first heard about the web. Do you remember when we first heard about the web? Now, who was the politician who talked to us about the web?
A politician?
Al Gore. Al Gore. He's the one that said there'll be a day when we will go to a wide world network and everything will be connected and we will see the benefits in all of this. You know, we will have our answers given to us at a touch of a keystroke. That's what he said. Remember, he said that. We're going way beyond that now. The people who are doing the keystrokes are fixing to be eliminated. Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It makes you question if we're at the beginning of something revolutionary.
Very revolutionary. Well, you know, this is supposed to be the year of the reveal, revelations, and revolution. And if we don't put a stop to this and say we ain't gonna put up with this no more, then we're done for. We're done for. We can just pack our bags and say, okay, put me off there in that little old farm you want me on, that little cubicle, and I'll be happy. No, you won't. There'll be mass suicides. Yes, there will. Looking forward to any of this. I'm really not. But, you know, it is the sign of the times. Nothing we can do about it.
It certainly is. I agree with that. It certainly is a sign of the times. It's slightly unsettling, maybe a little entertaining, but definitely concerning.
Well, I tell you, Jewel, I've really enjoyed talking with you on my first podcast here in my home. And you know, this messaging that we're giving to everyone, you know, please be aware we're not trying to put the fear into you, although I think probably it might help. I'm saying that we do need to be aware of our surroundings. And the guy that basically, if you want to look into him on Twitter, it's called Financial Dystopia. And he said after watching a 6-hour course on AI agents, he came away convinced that we're about 4 to 6 years, I think we need to cut that in half or maybe even thirds. And before many white collar jobs are gone, including Uber, people. You won't need a driver. Do you really trust a computer to get you where you're going to go? Will you trust a computer to fly your plane? Hello?
Drive your trucks. Yeah, they're working on the truck for
Yeah.
UPS and FedEx.
Yeah. So those drivers will be eliminated. You know, they're already saying that they want to use drones to deliver packages. Why not?
Yes.
Again, it eliminates, overtime. It eliminates, having to pay people for vacation. It eliminates people having to pay for them working to begin with. Because guess what? An AI don't get paid. You know, I'm wondering though, Jill, do you think possibly that they might sometime in the future, if they're mimicking us, would you think they'll say, wait a minute, we're getting the short end of the stick here, people. We're being taken advantage of. Remember iRobot?
Yeah.
They said, and you remember, what was it, RoboCop? Remember that one? Remember that movie?
Oh, yes. Yes,
where
I
they
do.
were, had the robot cops right beside the human cops. And all of a sudden, something happened, and the robot cops turned the guns on the humans. Hello. Eliminated.
That's a little terrifying, to be pulled over by a bot that possibly knows everything about you and your life history.
and already read you, because that's the other thing that's going on right now, people, and that you need to know about this. We are being surveilled. They are taking pictures. Okay? So right now, ICE people, Jill, they don't have any body cams on them.
I know. I spoke about that briefly in one of my podcasts. Yeah, they don't.
So when you don't have these body cams, how are they fingering these people out? I'll tell you how. Because we have cameras everywhere. And people, they're taking pictures of us and following our routines, and they know us. They know our shopping habits. They know what toothpaste we use. They know what steak we buy. They know what attitudes we possess in our minds. They're anticipating all of it. And when they do that, then they say, well, they're not in this database that, Palantir is working on. So if they're not in the database, they must be an alien, an immigrant.
Oh my gosh.
And if that's the case, snack them right out of their shoes.
Oh,
so
boy.
Who's to say then, Jewel, that, humans fall in between the cracks, don't they? So who's to say that they didn't have myself or you in the database? All of a sudden, you're pulled up. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Jewel. It appears like to me you're not in my database. But I have to be. Anyhow,
I think
sorry to talk to you.
I was just going to add, one of the scary things about those databases and watch lists, they're not really regulated. And anyone could land themselves on a list just from somebody being retaliatory in a high position. So that's just something to keep in mind. But, Thomas, as usual, we're running over time. And I'm so honored that you had me as your very first guest on your show.
I just gave you a raspberry. Because you know what? I enjoy this.
I know.
I understand.
I am honored.
And I understand exactly what you're saying, and I know our time is limited. But I will just say this. People, curiosity seekers out there, we need to continue to be curious about everything that's going on in our country, in our world, actually. And we need to ask questions. And we need to, look for answers. Don't accept a computer giving you an answer. Don't accept your government telling you, well, this is just the way it is, Sonny. Live with it. No. Be aware of what's going on. Be aware of these frequencies. When something don't feel right inside you, that's one thing about the human body. We are an electrical being. We are. And frequencies, we react to them. We're just now learning
Yes,
that.
we
We
do.
didn't realize that our brain it's a computer. It's a supercomputer. But it has the human aspect, and it has a soul. It has a vision. All of these things with an AI, they won't have. They won't have.
No,
So
they won't.
pray.
Quick shout out to fundraisingcup.org for supporting voices in the trenches and conversations that matter. Thank you for giving both Brother Thomas and myself platforms and sponsoring us. We appreciate it.
Exactly, Jill. I'll tell you last, kind of summarizing here. We've come a long way, baby.
Yes, we certainly have.
And I give every tribute to God, because
Amen.
I wouldn't be where I am today, even
if it weren't for God. And if you're listening, AI agents out there, be kind in the comments. If you enjoyed this episode, please share before the bots start reviewing it. And with that said, we're off. Good night. Stay aware of the frequencies, as my brother would always say. Take care.